A heads up to some of you drivers, a full lane closure of Interstate 40 eastbound just past exit 153 will be shutting down tonight. A wreck Friday morning under the I-30 eastbound to I-40 westbound overpass caused a fuel spill and fire. The overnight closure will allow crews to re-enter the roadway and clean the spilled fuel from the overpass beams and road. Thankfully, it's only set to last from 9 tonight until 3 a.m. Sunday morning. In a THV 11 update, the Little Rock Fraternal Order of Police is endorsing the City of Little Rock sales tax ballot initiative. Little Rock Mayor Frank Scott Jr. has worked behind the scenes with the proposal since the summer, hoping to gain additional support for the 1% sales tax increase. The nonprofit organization that helps Little Rock police officers and their families in times of need endorsed Scott's opponent, Steve Landers, during the 2022 mayoral election. However, the group puts its differences aside, believing the potential sales tax increase would improve Little Rock police. A younger generation of Latinos are reclaiming a phrase that began as an insult. No sabo is supposed to mean I don't know, but it's grammatically incorrect and meant to shame Hispanic and Latino people who don't speak Spanish fluently. Jalissa Garza is talking to so-called no sabo kids who are refusing to let those words define them.
We kind of stick to our Nescafe for the most part.
Siblings Julian and Elizabeth Huerta are 2 of 5. Despite being 15 years apart, these two are close.
I've been coming more because she lives near.
And when they spend time together, they always have a cup of coffee.
He waits until I make it because he's used to my mom making it.
Growing up in a Mexican household, it's not just the way they make their coffee that stuck with them. Certain food on holidays.
Not having a turkey, but really having mole, rice, tamales.
Even language.
Spanish was actually my first language.
But unlike Elizabeth, Julian doesn't speak as much Spanish.
Would you say that you are a no sabo kid?
I say a little bit.
I say you are.
Right.
No sabo kid is a term that's been seen across social media platforms.
It's a newer term that's been brought up within the last, I'd say 5-10 years.
Experts say it's often used in a derogatory way.
Identify, whatever language skills they have and to make them feel bad for that, to shame them for not knowing Spanish.
Similar to Julian, Rory Ramirez is the youngest of his siblings with not the strongest Spanish-speaking skills.
Do you identify as a no sabo kid?
I would say so. I don't really know a lot of Spanish. I understand it better than I speak it.
The term has often led young Latinos feeling the need to explain why they don't speak the language fluently or understand it that well. But experts say it isn't uncommon for the language to skip generations.
Shaming someone for not knowing Spanish is like shaming their parents for trying to give them a better life because of the fact of, they used to be punished for speaking Spanish.
And this isn't the first time Latinos in the United States have been labeled with a word.
There have been many terms that have been used in derogatory manner, such as, Chicano.
But what makes this one different, those using it are usually Latinos themselves.
Sometimes there's certain forms of gatekeeping and I'm better than you type of aspects that we're trying to bring each other down.
Experts say there's been a shift in the usage of the term. Those called a no sabo kid now owning it.
Confronting, the system and saying, I don't care if I'm a no sabo kid. I'm still gonna do well, I have some language skills and that's all that matters.
So at the end of the day, I think I'm still Latino no matter what.
While the Spanish language is part of the Latino culture, experts say it doesn't define it.
The culture is the same all around, but we all experience it differently. And that also includes the language.
Meanwhile, Rory plans to practice his Spanish for himself and encourages others.
I would do it for yourself because you want to learn Spanish and you want to know both English and Spanish.
Pretty good.
Julian on the same page, maybe even with the help from his sister over their weekly cup of coffee.
Growing up in a Mexican-American household speaking 2 languages, I never considered myself a no sabo kid, but I have felt shamed for forgetting a word or maybe conjugating one wrong, just like the term no sabo. But like Rory and Julian, I never let it define or measure how Latina I am.